Hello, I'm Aubrey Shepherd, and it's the 21st of November 2011. Let's see photos from some of the places we've been in the last week. Oh boy, that meeting was right after I did my short take a week before this, and that is a lady who works for the fire department, and Mayor Lionel Jordan. Well, Mayor Jordan gets in twice. There he is at the program on Fran Alexander's father. His name was what? Well, his name was Dean, and that's why her middle name is Dean. So Ernie Dean was a great journalist back in the day. He was a journalist during World War II overseas, and she brought in all kinds of things about him. He was a journalist, I believe, at the New York Times, and he was a journalist at the Arkansas Gazette, and later wrote for the Springdale News and so forth in Northwest Arkansas. But he got to be a journalism professor when he retired from the Gazette, I guess, and that was the main job. There's Fran Dean Alexander and a friend of hers who had shown up to honor her father, and she made this program at Shiloh Museum, and it was wonderful. And there you see Shiloh Museum of Ozark History was named Best of the Best by what? Arkansas Democrat Gazette, Best of the Best Reader's Choice Poll. Well, good. Okay, this was at the Fayetteville Senior Center, and this was on Friday night, a day or two after that Fran Alexander performance at Shiloh Museum, and that's a band playing, and they got a lot of old people dancing, people I thought were barely able to walk around at lunchtime when I've seen them over there, and here they are dancing well. Well, let's see. The two dark-haired ladies there work at the Senior Center. The one on the right's the director. The other ladies, I can't call their names, but they're volunteers. And that's a local band played, and it was really great. And they were a Cajun-oriented band. I don't know how many of them are real Cajuns, but they got it down. And that guy's name is Freddie, who's now got the washboard hung over his chest. And he was really interested in that instrument, and so he got to play a little bit there. Those are, the man at front is a writer and photographer, but he works at the Senior Center. He began volunteering there and went part-time. Now I believe he's full-time. The other lady is a very nice lady who has lunch there regularly. And let's see, Lauren Hawkins and Cindy Cope, and the man who did the program at the Flower, Garden, and Nature Society on Saturday, the very next morning after that dance. Okay, those robins are just a sample. And by the way, they're getting their water in my backyard from just an old pan set out there to catch rainwater, and we refill it. But robins have been, every time there's a cold front like we've had the last few days, they come through in abundance, moving south ahead of that wind, and they really love my yard because it has lots of leaves on the ground and black dirt underneath, and a lot of insects, and that's why we keep it that way. That's Roy Reed in the middle. That's Jim Morris on the right. Jim Morris was editor of the Springdale News for years, and then Springdale Morning News and whatever. Now, of course, he's retired. He's my age, a little bit older. That's meeting of the Sierra Club, and that was Wednesday night, same night as the performance at. So these came out a little bit out of order. That was cake that was provided to the Fayetteville Council of Neighborhoods for its annual buffet, or what do we call it, bring your own and share it meal, and that one was sent by the Rhonda Adams, who is Ward 4 Alderman. Till next time, this is Aubrey Shepherd asking you to do your part to help keep the water clean, the air pure, the woods great. See you. Hello, I'm Aubrey Shepherd, and we're looking at photos on the 21st of November 2011, and they include things from the Fayetteville Square and other places, but this is in my backyard looking out southwest, and you can see two species of oak trees right there in that picture. Now, that's a happy couple on the square for the Fayetteville Farmers Market. But talking about that backyard, we've got about 6 species of milkweed. We've got about 6 species of oak trees, and you wouldn't believe it, but oak trees provide or host plants, that is, the caterpillars of hundreds of species of moths and butterflies that are all native insects. Use those trees, and we really appreciate having it, along with a hackberry tree. In the back of that corner, there used to be a big hackberry tree. There's a large portion of it sticking up still. Okay, there's a little boy who's shy, and his daddy kept trying to get him to turn around, and when he quit trying to make him turn around, guess what? He turns around. But we cut Daddy's face out by accident, so we still didn't get the whole family's face. But, you know, this is taking pictures of kids and dogs and insects and flowers and things that I like to do, and you can't get everybody to cooperate, and so there's no perfect picture in my collection, I'm afraid. But anyhow, that was the last week for Farmers Market on the square, and now we've got Lights of the Ozarks going on, and I don't know why that picture is hanging up so long. There's one of the attractions I like at Lights of the Ozarks, the pony rides for kids. You can see that one pony, closest one, doesn't have a rider. Next time it came around after I made the picture, there was a little girl on that one too, but anyway, we got that one. That's the leaves of something that's only a foot high at World Peace Wetland Prairie, and I'm not sure what. That's the seed pod, and the seeds coming out of it, just about the last of the seeds from that pod of swamp milkweed, also in my yard. Okay, groundhog. This one's at risk because he's over there in the Hill Place apartment complex, and maybe he was going to eat some flowers or leaves or something. And those guys spray poison for herbicide, so I'm afraid if they see this, they'll be happy they spraying the plants with stuff that'll kill the groundhogs, because the groundhogs used to have free range there on that open country. Okay, that yellow flower, okay, there's the square, the plan for the Come and Go store on Martin Luther King Boulevard. There's a little blue purplish flower that I found blooming a few days ago, and hadn't seen it this year at all, that particular one. And it's a valuable host plant also. These are tiny flower flies, and they're on arugula. Now, this isn't the arugula that you find most people selling. This is a Italian native. It's called a heirloom plant because it probably, if it was adopted, it was brought to the United States and sold, some of the earliest, but so it's the one that tastes the best to be, and I've also read other people agree with that. That's growing in a neighbor's yard in Town Ranch neighborhood. That is another snout butterfly, and I've shown you a few of those this summer, and that one I just got sitting still on top of a fence. He'd been on those same yellow flowers. So please make your backyard wildlife habitat. It doesn't cost much. Till next time, it's Aubrey Shepherd telling you that, well, too late to say Happy Thanksgiving. It's time to start saying Merry Christmas coming up. Thank you.